They are a lot weaker now coming into our area compared to how they were earlier over into Alabama. And that's what Melissa and I were telling you at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock tonight, how we were expecting these to weaken. Yes, still a little bit of thunder and lightning with some of these over on the Georgia-Alabama line, but these are just general showers now that are pushing into the metro area. They've been in West Georgia for a while. I'm going to show those to you here on radar in just a second. But this pattern is going to continue over the next couple of days, and it's one of those patterns where we have a stalled out front over us, and so we just see some occasional bands or waves of rain moving in, giving us hit and miss showers. It's not like a front comes through and you can time out exactly when you're going to get some heaviest rain coming in. It's just the front is already here, and we just occasionally get these waves of rain moving in that'll give us those hit and miss showers. And still a lot of dry hours during the day. And we'll have a lot of dry hours tomorrow, but at times you'll just have to kind of dodge some of those scattered showers that develop. The other thing is, within these scattered showers, we could see some thunder showers possible as well, although we don't expect them really to be severe. We had one severe thunderstorm near Macon a little bit earlier, and a couple of severe thunderstorms back into Alabama. But so far in Metro Atlanta and North Georgia, we have not seen anything severe out there for tonight. And really, this unsettled weather pattern is just going to continue as we move through the next few days. Here's a look at radar. And I'm going to zoom in and out a little bit to show you guys a few more things about these showers that we're watching here. Generally, the green color over Metro Atlanta, and that is indicating the light rain. We don't have a lot of action over North Georgia. It was just the opposite earlier this morning when we had a better coverage of rain over North Georgia, but not as much to the south of us. Now we have more on the south side and some of these showers here in the metro area. And then over to the west, that's where we still have some moderate rain there. And then one lone thunder shower here that is in parts of Randolph County, Alabama, that could make it over into Heard County. But what I want you to notice, as I put this into motion, we had a lot more lightning with this back into Alabama earlier. And just look how that lightning count is really coming down. And again, here in Atlanta, it is mainly just a few of these lighter showers that are moving in. And as these arrive, and in fact, some of these are going to be moving in over Truist Park in just a little bit here. As these lighter showers arrive, they're going to stick around with us for a while. So it's not just like raining for 10 minutes and then it's all done. Some of these showers will be sticking with us for a little while. A good little light rain and occasionally maybe some pockets of more moderate rain. So here is that cell that we're watching out of Randolph County near Roanoke, Alabama. There's Central Hatchie. This is Heard County right here. There's the Georgia-Alabama line, and here's LaGrange. So this is going to be crossing over the state line with some moderate to heavy rain and maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder and flashes of lightning still left. But what I want you to notice is you can see a lot more of that lightning that was to the west of Wedowee and west of Folsom in Alabama. And a lot of that is all falling apart. So we've really been seeing these trends, the trends that we're having weakening showers and storms that are getting just a little bit closer to us. We'll widen out just a little bit more. You can kind of get a good look at these scattered showers that we have in our area. We'll take you up to the north here, and you can see these around the Yorkville area, Yorkville, Bremen, and Carrollton. That's just some moderate rain that's coming through there. And even that yellow color is starting to shrink up a little bit too, and that's indicating that more moderate rain that's coming in. So the trend is that a lot of this is shrinking up and weakening as it gets closer to the Atlanta area, but we'll keep an eye on these storms continuing to move into, or their showers generally that are moving into our area. And then we get some breaks back into Birmingham, but still this stretches on out to the west of us, where we see still some more of these showers along that line. Now, earlier, we didn't really show this at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock tonight because we didn't agree with a level 1 risk that the Storm Prediction Center had over us. So we chose not to alarm people by letting people know that there could be some severe thunderstorms, because we just didn't agree with it. So that's why we didn't show it. And just now, the Storm Prediction Center has taken the green color out. That was the level 1 risk. That was kind of covering Metro Atlanta a little bit earlier. So this kind of reinforces what Melissa and I were thinking earlier, not being overly concerned about severe weather here in our area, because we were noticing that our air is just a lot more stable. It was a lot cooler today, temperatures that were only in the mid 70s for a high today. And so that's why a lot of that activity back into Alabama was weakening as it moves in. So this is just reinforcing what Melissa and I were thinking earlier, now that the Storm Prediction Center has taken that level 1 risk out of our area, and that's kind of what makes sense there with that. Now tomorrow, that level 1 risk does go into parts of East Georgia, South Georgia, and into South Carolina in the afternoon. We'll see some more of those scattered showers that'll be redeveloping here. But then there'll be another risk area well out to the west. We'll keep an eye on that, but it really doesn't give any big movement over to the east over the next couple of days. By Thursday, that level 1 risk is going to stay into parts of Texas, also into Oklahoma, and to the southern parts of Kansas as well. So we're going to be dealing with, even though we're going to have some scattered showers that'll be moving into our area, we'll be dealing with just that, general showers, and nothing really concerning of being extra strong or anything that'll be pushing our way over the next couple of days. Now, of course, at any time, with some of these scattered showers, we could have some rumbles of thunder and flashes of lightning, but in order for these to be considered severe, you would have to have hail an inch or larger in diameter, or winds of 57, 58 miles an hour or greater in order for it to be classified as severe. We just don't think we're going to see that with the way that things are setting up here right now. It's just going to be off and on, scattered showers, maybe some thunder showers here and there, but nothing severe. Now, take a look at these temperatures. We were mild this morning in the 60s, and that's thanks to all the moisture that we had around, the clouds that we had around. There were some areas in North Georgia getting in on the rain at that time. And then we did warm up some during the day, but look at this. We only made it there into the mid-70s this afternoon. 74 is our official high temperature for the day, which is really close to where we should be for this time of year. And with that cloud cover around, that it was just a little more stable air that we had here in our area. Here's a look at what we have with temperatures around North Georgia right now. Here in Atlanta, we're at 68 degrees, and you'll see that we have a lot of the 60s mainly around us. Duluth is on a little bit of a lag before this updates here. I really think that they're in the 60s right now. 65 in Gainesville, 66 in Athens. And a good coverage of clouds around, and even some rain here in some spots. Now, tomorrow morning, when you wake up, it's going to be cloudy. There could be a spotty light shower here and there, but I really don't think we're going to have any widespread active rain going on for a big part of the morning. Maybe just one of those isolated light showers could pop up in the morning when you're driving into work. I'm really thinking that the better chance for some of these scattered showers will be into those afternoon hours. And that's when we see the temperatures getting up to around 80 degrees tomorrow. So I do think it'll be a little warmer tomorrow afternoon compared to what we had out there today, with only mid-70s out there. So here's a look at those rain chances. Yes, we do have them with us pretty much each and every day, but that doesn't mean that it's going to rain all day, every day. As we've been saying here, it's just the hit and miss showers, the scattered variety of showers that we have around. And the rain chances on Wednesday and Thursday are going to be at about 40%. Then we have a 30% chance for showers here on Friday, then down to 20% on Saturday and Sunday. So I really think going into the weekend, most of us will be dry through the weekend period, but the rain chances don't totally go down to zero. We'll still have about a 20% chance of potentially an isolated shower that could pop up for the weekend. But until we get to that, it's just that 40% chance for showers here Wednesday and Thursday, and then it trends down just a little bit on Friday to 30%. So know that there will be a lot of dry hours during the day. It's just not going to be raining all day long here throughout the period. Now, this is a look. This is our high resolution rapid refresh model that is showing those showers coming into West Georgia right now. This is trying to show a little bit of heavier rain with it, but we're seeing that heavier rain part really start to fall apart. So it's generally light to moderate showers, and then going into next hour, you can see that rain shield that really kind of shrinks up just a little bit more, and that is indicative of what we are seeing of a weakening trend with these showers as they are pushing in. Now, this still holds on to a heavier shower on the south side. Yeah, there might be a more moderate shower there, but I don't think it's going to be really strong or anything on the south side, because this is just moving into some more stable air. Then starting tomorrow morning, we have that good coverage of clouds around for the morning hours. Again, I'm not expecting any real active, widespread rain, just maybe an isolated shower here and there. This model trying to pick up a couple of those isolated showers up in northwest Georgia, but then continuing to move on through around lunchtime. Again, we're going to have a lot of dry hours here during the day once we get into the 5 o'clock hour. Scattered showers in spots here, but even some sunshine breaking through in some areas too. So that is just the nature of these hit and miss showers. This kind of weather pattern that we are in, it's really hard to be specific and precise about exact locations and exact times when showers would be developing out there. And the models have a hard time with it too. It's just that it's a stalled out front. You get waves of moisture rolling in, and really each and every day we're going to be fine-tuning some of that specific timing. Now, this takes us into Wednesday night at 11 o'clock, showing additional bands of moderate to heavy rain coming into west and northwest Georgia. We'll keep an eye on that to see if it's going to be really heavy at 11 o'clock tomorrow night up in Floyd County or into parts of Chattooga County. But again, this is just indicative of some pieces of rain and clusters of showers that'll be moving in. And then this takes us into Thursday morning, where there will be a couple of scattered showers, isolated showers around in spots, North Georgia, Metro Atlanta, more of that back into Alabama. And that's just going to keep feeding in on Thursday too, with again, that 40% chance for showers. And I think the chances would be a little bit higher on Thursday at lunchtime and after, as we see those temperatures heating up just a little bit more into those 80s. And this shows that little better coverage there at 1 in the afternoon from Atlanta northward of some of those moderate to heavy showers that we should be anticipating here as we get into the Thursday afternoon time frame. The models have been a little more consistent with how much rain we're going to get here. The American model is indicating over the next 5 days about an additional 0.7 of an inch of rain. What we're seeing that's been consistent here is that the models are showing higher amounts to the north and even up to the west of us for the American model, with maybe an additional 1.5 inches, maybe an additional close to 2 inches in parts of the northwest Georgia area. And then the European model is a little more consistent, showing about 1 inch of rain here. There may be some spots up in North Georgia that get 1.5 inches to 1 1/3 over the next 5 days, but on average around 1 inch, and even on the south side, lower amounts, less than 1 inch of rain coming through, like maybe 3/10 in Thomaston potentially over the next 5 days, 7/10, 3/4 of an inch possible in Peachtree City, and also into Carrollton. So the models have a hard time also with the spotty nature of the way that these showers develop here. So they have a hard time kind of depicting which areas will get that heaviest rain when it's kind of coming up with these accumulation totals. Low temperatures will be mild thanks to all the moisture and the additional cloud cover that we have. Generally they're low to mid 60s over the next few days. 62 Wednesday, 63 Thursday, 64 Friday and Saturday, back to 63 Sunday. Really, the mornings are going to be pretty similar each and every day. And afternoons holding in the low 80s on Wednesday and Thursday, when those rain chances are going to be a little higher at 40%. And then Friday, we're up to 82 as the rain chance comes down a little bit. Then 83 on Saturday with only a 20% chance for a shower. And then as some drier air tries to filter in here on Sunday, temperatures might trend down just a little bit right there to 80 degrees. So here's the European model. And this takes us out a little bit further here in time. And you see each and every day, we're just watching the green showing up in our area, indicating that moisture that is around. And again, more of a diurnal pattern, meaning afternoon showers that could develop here within some of the heating of the day. And that's what we see Friday afternoon, some of those scattered showers developing. And then on Saturday, more of the lighter green color, indicating just that low rain chance on Saturday as well as into Sunday. We're not really seeing much showing up here at all. We may get a bit of an easterly flow developing on Sunday into Monday, and that could cool us off a little bit, but still just leave us with those really low rain chances going into the beginning of next week. So here is a look at that 7-day outlook. There's that 40% chance for a shower on Wednesday and on Thursday, with those high temperatures that are going to be up to around 80 degrees, we're thinking on both days. And then continuing on through the period here, the rain chance does come down to 30% on Friday. And then into the weekend, that's where we think that the rain chances will be our lowest. And the weekend and into next week too, with just that 20% chance for some isolated showers around. Really, I think most of us will stay dry. We start cooling down a little bit Sunday into Monday, with that easterly flow coming in, then warming back up to about 84 degrees here for your Tuesday. So keep it right here with us on 11 Alive Plus and Weather Impact 24/7. We love doing these extended weather outlooks for you, and we'll be tweaking and fine-tuning the forecast for you as we go through the next couple of days. Thanks for watching.